couple of issues with the E46 M3 rear suspension. There is a bit of a play on the rear wheel, so jacked it up safely, as you can see on the jacking point here, and then safely jacked up on the rear diff carrier. Do not jack on the diff, as you may cause damage. So as you can have a look and see, it's safely jacked up. You can raise it up higher as much as you like. So after investigating, I managed to find a bit of play on this rear camber arm bush. So as you can see, this bush is worn, causing a bit of play on the road wheel. Also, while I'm at it, I'm going to replace the upper bolt as well, the upper bush as well. I'm going to replace the upper bush. I'm going to try and leave the other end of the arm in because there's no play there. Otherwise, if you have to take it off, you have to take this bolt up there, which doesn't come out. So in order to take that out, you have to take this drive shaft off, and you'll have to undo the rear differential, lift it up, move it out of the way so this bolt can come out. So we're going to try and avoid that because the bush is fine. So like I said, we're going to try and undo this bolt and try and take the bush out. This is going to be extremely tight. The chances are the bolt is seized onto the ball joint. So I have sprayed it with WD-40. So what I'm going to do is try and push it out with a big hammer and a chisel. So try not to damage the bolt or the nut because this will need to be reused. Otherwise you'll have to get a new ball joint and a new camber bolt and a nut. Okay, so the drive gaiter is fine, the drive shaft gaiter is fine, there is no leak on the differential, it's been jacked up safely. So make sure it's jacked up safely. Use axle stands if you want. I've got 2 jacks, which makes it more than secure. So I'm going to try and get this out and I'll come back in a moment. Okay guys, progress update. So this bolt is seized. So what I had to do was use the impact gun, 18mm, soaked it in WD-40, then hold the other end of the joint with these mole grips, and then impact this out. And as you can see, it has brought it out. So I'm going to put plenty more WD-40 and then impact it while holding this. Keep on checking that now and again to make sure it doesn't slip. So eventually it will come out. This is one. It is a simple job, but because it's seized on, it makes it much more complicated. So once the bolt is out, I'll come back. Okay, so after messing about with, after soaking it with WD-40 and turning with the impact wrench, this bolt is almost out. There you go. The bolt is out. So a bit of banging, WD-40, pulling it and pushing it, hammering it. Half an hour later and it's out. So you can take the G clamp out. You can drop the lower arm down. You have to take this cover off so this drops down, and then you're going to start taking the ball joint out. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut this off using a reciprocating saw. So here goes. This existing bushing is very difficult. So a couple of blows with the chisel, it started to move. So I've cut this bit off with the reciprocating saw, which has helped to loosen it a little bit. So a couple of more blows with this big chisel and a big hammer should drive this out. Here you go. This old bushing is out. This is the new one. this needs to be pressed back in, so I'm going to clean this up and try and push this back in with a puller. Okay, so I've taken the top ball joint off. It was held on by a bolt and a nut on the end. So this is the ball joint there. So as you can see, look at the play, just with one finger how much play there is. I don't know if you can see. Look how easily this moves. The new one should be solid. So that's why I was getting the knock-in when I was rocking it at 12 and 6 o'clock. So I'm going to cut this out. You can remove it using this tool here. You can remove it using the tool, but because it's seized on, the tool will be under a lot of pressure, so you may end up damaging the threads. So it is extremely good for fitting it, but for removal I would advise to cut it out and then drill it. So as you can see, I'll cut the bottom one out, so I'm going to do the same with this one, and then I'll show you how to use the tool and put it back on. Okay, so this is the bushing coming out, so I've cut the middle bit out, and then I cut 2 slits on each end, and then just chisel it out with the hammer and the chisel. So I'm just going to get this out and then get the other one prepared with the tool. So this is the outer race of the bearing. This is the outer race from the bushing that's come out. So I'm just going to get the new one up. Going to give this a good clean now. As you can see, it's probably the original bushing. While I'm at it, I'm going to change the spring. One of the coils is broken at the top. And I'm going to change this rear trailing arm wishbone as well. So as you can see, the M logo, BMW M3. Okay, I'm going to replace this trailing arm bush as well. Look at that. Look at the play in there. Shouldn't be like that. So you can either change it for the original equipment bushing, or you can put the Polyflex bushing, which is easier to put in. So there you go, it shouldn't be like that. This is the original bushing. How that is seized on. Okay, so this is the new bush that needs to go in there. So it sits like that. Then this cup goes on the end of it, just like that. So it fits over the rubber and nicely onto. And just make sure that it goes onto the metal bit and onto the rubber, otherwise it may damage the rubber. The cup is on, so just put a little bit of grease on the metal housing just to help it ease in. So it sits like that. And then the cup goes through the back. Like this. The cup goes in through the back like this. So as you can see, I've used the cup that goes on the edge of the bushing, and then used using the smaller diameter plate just to help the bushing start off. And then once that's started off, I will use one of these cups the bushings can go through. So let's wind it up. There we go, guys. This is halfway in, so I'm just going to push it fully home now. There we go, it's almost in. I had to improvise my own tool just to help it go in, because the original cap little bit too big and it catches on the brake disc shield. So I'm going to use this, and then afterwards I'm going to use another one until it goes fully home. Okay, so the bush is pushed in fully home. I'm going to remove the tool. There you go, new bush is in. Make sure it's all even on both sides of the metal bit. Now it's time to refit the spring. This is the broken spring. As you can see, it's snapped on the top end. So the weakness on these springs are small coils at the bottom. There's a common problem on the E46 M3. So always replace the springs in pairs. So I'm going to get the new one and start putting it in now. There's a comparison between the old and new. The new one is slightly thicker all the way around, as you can see. They've redesigned it because of this problem, so hopefully this will last a lot longer than this one here. So it's just a matter of pushing the spring back in. If you need to lever it, there's a hole here which you can use a crowbar and just pull it down and then just put it in. It's as straightforward as that. Okay, so next up is this trailing arm bush. So this is going to be drilled out in the same way to the other ones. See, there's a bit of play there, it shouldn't be like that. The new one is rock solid, so I'm going to cut this one out. Okay guys, one way of getting the old bushes out is to burn the inside rubber and then cut out the metal housing. My drill's run out of charge, so it's quicker to burn it rather than wait for the battery to charge. So be careful when you do this. So once it's gone soft enough or burnt through, the bushing comes out, just poke it out and then just cut the outer shell with a pair of... The old bush is out after hammering, cutting, sawing, heating. Look how rusty this is. I think this is the original bush. So time to clean it up and prep the new one. So the old bush is out, the new rubber bushing is on, along with the bush installation tool. As you can see, there's two cups, one that pushes it in and the other one acts as a puller. So as you can see, we're going to tighten this nut and then this is going to go in. Okay, the bush is going in slowly. I'm taking it slowly using a ratchet and a spanner so I have control, because I don't want to damage the tool. I can use an impact tool, but it may end up damaging the bushing tool because I want to use this over and over again with minimal damage. There it is, the trailing arm bush is in. Now both the bushes have been replaced, trailing arm has been replaced, new spring has been replaced, everything else is all okay, brake pads, disc, shock absorber, all been checked. So now it's time to put it all back together. All fixed up. There you go, everything's repaired and everything's back together, as you can see. So, total spend, springs, bushes, control arm bush and things like that all cost a total of £75 just in parts. Labour is zero. So the total cost of repair is £75, labour is zero. Spent about 6 hours on and off to do both sides, and now the rear has been stiffened up. That shouldn't need any attention for at least a good 3-4 years. Okay, next up, the next thing to do is take it for 4-wheel alignment. As you disturb the suspension, chances are it will be out of alignment, so it's important to get this done. Thanks for watching, guys, and watch out for more repair videos coming on AS Automotive, specialising in BMW M3s. Until next time, guys, stay safe. There you have it, guys, it's back on the road. Doesn't it look stunning? The E46 M3 suspension bush overhaul on the rear. A race, crazy car against BMW M3. Which one do you think will win? Check out the drone footage, guys. Switching to the Mavic 2 Pro. Go, the drone, the crazy car, the M3. They're all going to be having a race soon, so watch out for more videos. I think it's time to let the Mavic 2 Pro drone do its thing. Away it goes.